Chop chop! Get it!
Episode 2, and I must admit this show is really growing on me. It's where we're introduced to Buggy, the wily clown villain of the series. And man, did this episode have a lot of laughs, but more so tears. And surprise, surprise, I actually find myself caring about what happens to the character.
Gum gum! Pistol!
Luffy, can't you practice somewhere else?
Where else do you expect him to practice? Wouldn't you rather him being close by so that he doesn't accidentally displace someone's torso? I mean, it's a big deal that this kid ate this devil fruit, so I would think it would be a little bit more important and more of an issue when it comes to him having the power to stretch into oblivion. You know, everyone's just acting like it's no big deal. Even though this is a thing that's a part of their world, they make it seem like it's rare, and not much time has passed, so people are acting as though this is just a common occurrence. But then again, they have sea dragons and everything.
I like being different. And these devil fruit powers are gonna make me the greatest pirate ever.
Luffy, what do you know about devil fruits?
So you mean to tell me he ate a devil fruit and nobody took the time after the entire situation of him having eaten one of them finding out to explain to him what they are? You mean he's just been practicing and whipping things left and right, but no one took the time to actually tell him what it is he has eaten and why he has these powers? How did you guys survive this long?
They don't taste very good.
Yet you completely chow down one after having tasted it. Like I said, I think these devil fruits must have some kind of power that forces you to eat them or something. Because I don't know any kid that would force down eating something after tasting it and realizing that it tastes like ass.
Today, I wanted to eat a croissant. So
she tells him there's a reason they're called devil fruits, and you make a horrible deal with one, and the Mother Ocean turns her back onto you, and apparently the sea can take away your strength. Why? Is it because the sea is made of salt, so if you cry, will that take away your strength? How does the devil fruit know exactly what the sea entails? What if someone takes a bunch of regular water and puts salt water in it? Will that take away your powers? What if somebody gets some seawater and puts it in a pool of fresh water, but it's only a cup of seawater, so it's heavily diluted? Will it still take away your powers because there's an ounce of seawater in the pool? I mean, they later mention in the show that if you so much as get a splash of seawater on you, that can take away your powers. So I'm heavily confused. One of Luffy's friends dives into the ocean, and they come back on the boat and they're dripping with seawater, and then they touch him. Will his powers be taken away? I know this is fantasy, but there needs to be a little bit more consistency, and I like asking these kind of questions that drive everyone crazy, simply because I'm asking them. But you can't really blame me, because you've already laid out the foundation. No one says he has to be fully submerged in it. They said if he gets wet with seawater, so I'm confused.
You have to let me join your crew. I'm tougher than ever.
Just because you're made of rubber does not mean you're invincible.
Are you sure about that?
So, what did we learn?
You're short. Kino came through, Captain. Enough supplies for a few months and then some.
Come on, man.
That is the face of someone who was supposed to keep his mouth shut around the kid. That is the look of a kid who's now awaiting an explanation. And that is the face of a parent or guardian who is absolutely at his wit's end because now he is put into a position where he's going to have to explain to said kid.
A few months? Are you going after the One Piece?
Yeah, as soon as we resupply.
When will you be back?
We're not coming back.
I swear Shanks is the most likable character. And even though they're doing the flashbacks, I can't shake the feeling that something horrible is gonna happen to him, and I swear to God I'm gonna cry. I mean, it has already happened, but we don't know what's happened, and so, man, the anxiety is real. The more the show progresses, the more I fall in love with Shanks. So one of two things can be the case. Either one, he's dead, and Luffy finds out after he's achieved his goal, much to his chagrin and sadness, or something possibly worse, depending on how you look at it, Shanks is evil. So now Redhead Girl is still trying to open the safe. Luffy is over the moon about this because this is his first pirate score, and we're happy, and his happiness is actually contagious. I just love watching him. I've fallen in love with Luffy, and all the characters for that matter. Oh, there goes the serious face again.
quiet and some space.
Hey!
I will eat your ass.
So we know early on, Luffy's weakness is his hat and people messing with it or him losing it. So it holds some significance, importance, and sentimental value to him. This is where we learn more about the world too, which I find is very strange.
This thin strip of land that circles the globe.
Okay, so it's a globe. It's on an axis. Do you mean to tell me the only land that they have is a belt around the entire planet? And what the heck is this?
It's called the Red Line.
And this band across the middle is the Grand Line, a treacherous stretch of ocean with bigger islands, bigger cities, bigger pirates.
Okay, so they're pirates along the way. When she says bigger pirates, does she mean like behemoths? Or just like more powerful pirates with bigger crews? Because with devil fruits and weird powers, I wouldn't put it past there being freaking titans. Ah, Zorro.
The reason no one's found it in 22 years is that it doesn't exist.
So then why are you here along for the ride? Anyway, their little trip is ruined, and they think the Marines have gotten them. Smoke is released, and right before Luffy passes out, he snake deep throats the map. Oh my god. And fortunately, who's caught them is not the Marines. Unfortunately, they're pirates run by Buggy, one of the villainous pirates that has a really huge bounty on him, the one we saw at the end of episode 1. He has taken a town prisoner and they are forced to clap, and he is also looking for the map. He is a pretty clown. And apparently he's really sensitive about his nose because it's real. That's what I'm saying. If you've embraced the insult about your nose, and why are you still triggered about it? You took it back and you made it your own thing and called yourself Buggy the Clown with the clown nose and all. Yet you don't want anyone to mention the word nose, the dreaded N-word that you've painted bright red for everyone to see.
Nose!
Nose.
And moron.
I love the characters in the show.
Am destined to find the One Piece. I said don't make me laugh! Alright, listen up.
While Buggy is giving a speech, Nami basically sells out the others and goes running for it. While of course, our beautiful Luffy shows our clown his magic trick that he can do. And then our girl just runs outside and stops. She seems very disheartened by what has happened to the town. And the way she's sad, you would think it's her town.
What did you do? What did you do to their town? You destroyed everything!
I don't even know who you are.
Meanwhile, far, far away, Kobe is enlisted in the Marines and is said to have been the reason for Iron Jabberjaw Giant's son being alive. I was pretty confused at this, and then I remember, of course, old Draco Malfoy here didn't see Kobe attack him from behind, which is something he probably likes.
Please stop.
However, our Bulldog Senior is not buying it. Good grief golly, that is haunting. Zoro and Redhead Girl are all chained up. Zoro blames her because she was basically gonna leave them for dead. And then she's like, I'm gonna need you to trust me. Really now? I mean, I did, but how did that work out for me? Now we're here because of you.
Better work faster.
What's all that screaming?
I want you to think of this like an artistic exercise.
I'm sorry, is this supposed to be a form of torture? That makes no freaking sense. How stupid are these freaking characters? These villains are giving me the shits inside my brain, I swear to God. So you just found out that your nemesis has the ability to infinitely stretch. So in order to torture him, you do the very thing that he's good at, that he's immune to, which is being stretched. Okay? I mean, they're aware that he's made of rubber, or that's his power, so I would have guessed they would have used ice or cold or something else aside from, I don't know, stretching someone who's good at stretching as a form of torture.
Where is my...
We're running out of time.
If you could please hurry the fuck up, it would be greatly appreciated. You're holding everybody else up because you're an inconsiderate bastard. Could you please hurry the fuck up? Thank you very much, and have a blessed day.
I'm kind of hungry. Don't circuses have cotton candy?
Oh my god, I love Buggy so much. He's so freaking great. Oh my god. It's his mannerisms, though. You cannot deny that he has some of the best mannerisms I have seen on a villain. And you don't even know what he can do at this point. Like, you don't really take him seriously.
What could you possibly need that map for anyway?
Well, excuse me, Buggy. How demeaning of you. I mean, what do you need the map for? Not like you're gonna use it to get treasures and riches. I mean, could that not be the only reason everybody on the godforsaken G-string of a landscape on this freaking godforsaken planet is looking for it? I mean, duh. Every pirate, everybody, and their mothers and dogs' mothers know exactly what this map entails and what it is used for. So what do you think he needs the map for? Nobody else wants to get rich aside from you?
You wouldn't last 5 minutes in the Grand Line.
I already told you. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Boring! Let's go another 10 feet.
Look at Luffy's face. I mean, you might as well experiment with who's gonna be a member of your freak show should he decide to join you guys, which is highly unlikely because of how you're treating him. Buggy needs to learn some politics here. You know this guy wants to be the king of the pirates, and he seems very naive, at a glance anyway, so why not offer him just that?
You can stretch me all you want. I can do this all day.
I'm not asking the right questions.
You're not using the right torture method. Eventually, Buggy does get to Luffy by pointing out that he's obviously trying to impress someone that let him down. And then he takes his hat. That's when Buggy realizes, you know, for convenience sake of the plot, I happen to know a person who had a hat just like this. Because there's only one like it in the entire world. I mean, G-string world.
Excuse me?
We served together on a pirate crew when we were about your age. For a time, I even thought we were friends.
And guess what happened? I bet you he was betrayed.
I was betrayed.
Until he betrayed me.
I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Now in French, je te l'ai dit. Oui, c'est ça, je te l'ai dit. You want some German?
He wanted to keep me out of the spotlight.
Your breath stinks. Your breath stinks. Your breath stinks.
Did Shanks betray you too?
Don't talk about him that way.
Buggy decides to up the ante and take a kid, and Luffy decides it's time to get serious. You mean to tell me you could have done that this entire time? Your friends possibly need help. I mean, I didn't think that Luffy would believe that they betrayed him so easily and left him there for dead. Was he biding his time? If that's the case, what exactly are you waiting for?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I don't know why. If you can't tell, I am really enjoying myself.
Hi.
Interesting. So now we find out he has a quirk too. Saying quirk like this MHA. Well, I wonder what being able to take your head off can open up. Never mind.
Yeah.
When Luffy discovers that he, Buggy, is another person like him who was eating a devil fruit.
Chop chop fruit. So you can slice me, you can dice me, but I'll always put myself back together again.
Oh my. So he's basically a human Lego. Interesting. Is he immune to fire though? Luffy is knocked out. Guy can take a bullet, yet he can't take a blunt force knock to the head. But then again, they blew some smoke in his face too, so I guess... Oh, who knows?
I killed a lot of pirates. My name is BUGGY. A couple years ago, you hunted us across the Goa Kingdom.
So this guy comes in and tries to harass poor Zoro, saying that this guy killed his brother for some shillings, for some berries, and I guess that's the currency in this world. I'm curious to know how that started. Well, at this point, I already know that Zoro is the kind of character that nothing's going to happen to, but I'm okay with it. He's kind of like dogs in movies. I hate plot armor, except for when it's on dogs. Kobe is brought in to see the superior, who looks like one of the James Gunn brothers, and he's forced to tell the truth. Kobe is truthful, says that Luffy saved him, but he's a pirate, so he must come to justice, which is exactly what our old nautical bearded warrior wants to hear. We get another flashback of Luffy standing up for Shanks, and Shanks actually fighting, which is something we've never seen him do. He seems to be very against violence. The only thing he will not tolerate is when someone bothers his friends. Hey, it's the Ninja Turtle guy. I don't know why. Bro, seriously? Was this actually from the anime? What in the ass, man? Why do they have a big black guy eating a piece of chicken and using the chicken to beat people with? Bro. You know what? If that's in the source material, kudos to Netflix for having the balls to keep that in, cause shit. Trying to eat, bitch. This is the guy I love. I don't know which character this is, but I love him, bro. Wicked. Yeah, cause it makes total sense. run face first, pell-mell, towards people who are pointing guns at you, because that's, yeah, Darwin moment right there. I don't know what was running through these other pirates' heads, and this scene would have looked more cool if the opponents weren't so god-awful stupid. So in the next scene, what I find very interesting is that we know now that Buggy has eaten the devil fruit, which must mean he knows the disadvantage of having done so. He knows that our friend Luffy has eaten the devil fruit. So why wasn't his first thing, or first means of torture, put Luffy in seawater?
Hardly seems fair. All those wonderful powers rendered useless from a few splashes.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. A few splashes? Splashes. Really? I mean, then all you need to do is carry around a water gun with you 24/7, and if someone like Luffy shows up with these powers, you just squirt him full of salt water? It does hardly seem fair. And I mean, you're pirates, so it seems a little bit, you know, counterintuitive. Luffy really believes his crew is gonna come back for him.
And they'll love me.
You can't make people love you.
Yeah, Homelander.
How is that already?
He's gonna kick your ass! There's nowhere you can hide!
Enough, brat!
This put Luffy in mind back of when he was captured by the pirate. I don't know why he decided to take Luffy, maybe because he has those powers. He says exactly what Buggy says to him, which is nobody is gonna come for him, and that he's worthless. So I did get a minor spoiler here based on what my husband said, and he said that people were supposed to sink like a stone. Got me crazy, but he's not sinking like a stone here. I mean, he seems to be sinking conveniently with enough time for someone to come and drag him out of the water.
Barely an inconvenience. Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake, bro. Can we please stop using this? This roar is the iconic roar for the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, and everybody, including people who have never watched that movie, know this. Hey! She'll have the biggest iconic movies themselves, based purely on an alien world with original planets and original fauna, using the iconic sound of something else that is already well known. I cannot tell you, I cannot describe to you how agonizingly annoying this is to me. God almighty, I can make a completely different new sound using the freaking noise of a flushing toilet, somebody hacking up a cigarette loogie, and a fart, and combine them together to make a completely different roar. I love this show, man, but seriously, come on. Did the creature in the anime that this is probably based on make this noise? Watch the whole scene, and it was just as endearing and extremely close to the source material. But not once did I hear that freaking T-Rex noise from it. Ugh. This is actually one of the saddest scenes because I actually think we're gonna lose Shanks, and Luffy feels horrible because Shanks lost his arm. The dragon took it. I don't know what was going on. There was some Targaryen shit happening when this guy and the dragon were eyeing each other, and the dragon got all Puss in Boots. And then he was like, all right, I give. You're too cute. What is going on with that?
Shanks, your arm. It's my fault. It's not my fault.
It's only an arm.
I'm sorry. It's only an arm? Bro, people bleed out to death from that. Only an arm.
Here's but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. They don't make them like they used to. Don't touch my hat!
What was that? I couldn't hear you over all the drowning.
Honestly, I was very sad to see this because just seeing Luffy in a position where he's completely weak makes me feel more for the character.
Fear death, do you? No, just don't fear you.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn what a long dick look like today.
Seriously, when this guy got into a headlock, he looked exactly as someone would look when they realize, oh shit, I'm gonna die right now. That's quite unfortunate. Although it's possible he's not really dead. It would be understandable if Luffy could indeed hold his breath for a very long time, because he's seen holding his breath pointing behind poor Buggy. Luffy also chooses now to throw up the map. His look on Buggy's face when he realizes the map was under his you-know-what the entire time. The hat is so paramount to Luffy, and this whole time I'm wondering, what is his significance? I know it's because it belonged to Shanks, but there must be something more to this. And they do give us a payoff at the end of the episode. Not after trying to beat the first boss. Actually, he's the second boss.
How am I supposed to slice the guy who's already in pieces?
I don't know, get one of the pieces since he's established that Luffy was trapped in seawater, and dunk him in seawater? I mean, they must be aware of devil fruits, and Luffy must have told them about his entire backstory and what his weakness is. I mean, you would want your friends to know that you can't swim, and why. Luffy learned this early on when he was little because a girl told him. It only stands to reason that his friends would know too, right? It never occurred to anyone to take this guy and dunk him in seawater? Also, does he drop to the bottom of the ocean if you were to throw his head over the ocean? Let's say you take his let's say you take a piece of his a body piece, right? And you just throw that one body piece into the ocean. Does that automatically make the rest of his pieces bleed to death and all of a sudden now he's actually dead? Or do all of them have to fall into the ocean? If you put his head in the ocean, even though he has the ability to float, does that mean it's going to take away his ability to float? I mean, this is very dangerous since he's fighting in their seawater everywhere. If one of his pieces drops on the wet floor with all the seawater, wouldn't that still render him useless? Whoa, wait. How is Luffy able to do this? He's drenched in seawater. Look at him. He's still wet. Seawater is still dripping away from his eyes. How is it possible he still has his powers? Was the clown lying? Or is there no consistency with the rules at play here?
Chop chop!
Chop chop!
Anyway, Luffy's friends have the bright idea to knock all the body pieces in chests. What? They didn't lock any of those chests. So wait, if his body pieces are in an enclosed environment, does that render them completely weak and unable to burst out of there? They can already float, so come on Pennywise, what's going on? Furthermore, our boy Zoro here has proved that old Pennywise can get stabbed. So, if he can get stabbed and he's immune to slicing, it never occurred to them to try to stab him through his eye or skull or heart or somewhere? You know, shish kebab him a bunch? Nobody tried that? That never entered anybody's mind? No? I love the show to death, and trust me, these are not deal breakers for me. I am super aware of how ridiculous this all is, because furthermore, he could just come out of those chests if he wants. They could douse seawater on him, and they could stab him in the freaking head. Also, now that he's cut down to size, there's no reason why Zoro wouldn't stab him in the head now to take in his bounty. Is Luffy against that? I mean, this pirate did try to kill you and your friends. Would Luffy and the other girl be against Zoro finishing the job so that this pirate doesn't go and kill other people? I mean, he enslaved a whole town and obliterated their home. I don't think they would care very much if you'd shish kebab the guy, you know what I mean? And use all of his body parts. Also, since he can be stabbed, you could have held him in place by stabbing them up and putting them in, like, putting his head in. I don't know, there's just so many things you could have done. And they chose the most inefficient ways in which to subdue him. Almost like they wanted to make it harder on themselves. Oh, we like a challenge. Now that they have the map, Luffy's like, excuse me, we gotta free all these people who are gonna starve to death and sit in their own shit and drown in their piss and whatnot. Who turned on the light? That was weird. Automatically releasing the chains causes the lights to come on. Anyway, old Superior here claims that there's corruption in the Marines, and he and the cadets are gonna go find those pirates and take away their dream. But first, he's going to punish the corruption. Those people are gonna have consequences for their actions. This will not fare well for Iron Jaw Giant. I can see this becoming a villain origin story. Luffy and his friends are given food from the townspeople, and Luffy has left a good mark for his reputation and that of pirates, because now the town people know that not every pirate is bad. Everything he does seems to mirror the adventures of Shanks, and it just goes to show how important role models are.
I'll miss you most of all, Luffy.
I swear to goodness, I was crying throughout this part. This is near the end of the episode, and Shanks is leaving to go find the One Piece. Luffy tells him that he was right and he wasn't ready. And this is where we get the backstory behind the hat, and exactly why it means so much to him, aside from just being Shanks' hat.
In that case, this hat's the most precious thing I own. It means the world to me. and I want you to take it.
Why are you crying?
When we meet again, you give it back to me. But only after you become a great pirate. That'll be our promise.
We know that Shanks leaves, and that the reason Luffy's probably looking for the One Piece is so he can become the greatest pirate, so he can impress Shanks and be reunited with him. Prove his worth to him. Which honestly made me tear up. And this whole segment of the redhead girl fixing his hat for him and seeing how much it means to Luffy made me cry even more. The tears were just flowing. She's like the sweetest thing ever, and I just wanted to hug her so tight. So cute. I love how she sounds like Scarlett Johansson too.
This Shanks guy sounds alright.
So then our red-haired girl goes in and makes a call with a freaking snail.
You can tell them I have the map.
Come again?
That's what she said.
Seriously, can someone tell me please what is going on with the snails in this show? Oh my god. What in the dick-sucking lip? Why does it look like that? Bro, it has human teeth!
You got a great mouth.
What in the world? I know. Bro was not using this. It's the perfect size. No. You see this? The lips are shaped like that. It has human teeth and it's the perfect size. What would be the reason to have something like, you know what I mean? It's slimy. You know what I mean, bro. Stop. It has eyelashes. Okay, y'all need to stop. It has freaking... The boots look like... Stop it! Ugh! I think that's the one thing that probably skews me out about this show, and I'm sorry that I even saw it. I really wish I hadn't. Anyway, that was episode 2 of One Piece. I absolutely love the show. Oh my goodness. I did not actually think I was gonna like it as much as I do. Villains, the characters, I mean, this is the highest compliment possible, but it feels like anime, except for the snail. Gross. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Alteori. You ask, we answer.
やめてください